Hello guys, Andrew Gamer GTA here with another Phasmophobia episode. Um, Today, obviously, I wanted to hop on to Phasmophobia because I haven't played it in a good bit, so that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to hop onto it today. Um, and plus, I wanted to do other things in today's episode, more than to just cower in fear. I know it's hard to do with a game like this, but it's just a silly old ghost. I mean, what can a silly little ghost with unfinished business even do? Really? Now, something that I forgot to do and mention in my last videos of Phasmophobia was the fact that you can actually, back in the day you couldn't do this, but nowadays with Phasmophobia and its modern iterations, you can create your own equipment presets each investigation. So you can actually set different presets um, for each of your equipments, and you can actually do a loadout for each one, and you unlock more loadout sets when you level up, so that's great. I only have 3 at the moment, probably because I'm level 6. I think level 6 is the most recent unlock for 3, so I have only 3 loadouts. Well, actually, so yeah, that's great. And it allows you to, if you die during an investigation, and if you lose your equipment, you can actually like buy certain things that you actually lost during that investigation. Because if you get killed during a ghost hunt, uh, which I've which I have once so far, you can actually uh, die. So obviously, I've done it before, done it a few times now, but yeah.
Welcome back. Thanks for that. Job's for you.
Let's see. That's weird. There we go. So I know one of the main things that I need to learn is looping the ghost. This is really, 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 really difficult for me because, well, it's the scary part of the game, okay? Because it's literally you either try your best to loop the ghost or you die trying. So that's literally the whole thing about it. Alright. Let's start this, shall we? But before we start, I think video. Yeah, I have it on performance mode. Uh, Balance is pretty much better in all ways. Basically, it's like equal of having uh, performance and somewhat, what's the word? Um, Better graphics too. There's a special word for it in a lot of games, and I just forgot the term. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I did forget it, and it's kind of stupid that I did. But beggars can't be choosers. Okay.
Alright, we're here. We'll take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
All right.
There have been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful.
All right. Well, it's foggy because I can tell from the little truck computer, the truck cam right here. Also, I wanted to lower my sensitivity to 1.4. That's where I had that before, and I was most comfortable with it, so we're going to set it back at that because I was most comfortable with it. So yeah, we'll do that. I'm definitely going to bring something else. Hold on, let me check this. Evidence. So we can actually bring in the dots projector. And if we see one of the ghosts that's listed here as dots projector, we will see them. So that's Wraith, Banshee, Yuri, Yokai, Raju, Deogen, which something I forgot to mention about the Deogen. It's the only ghost type in the game that is not available at first. You need to be level 1, Prestige 1. Currently, I'm level 6, Prestige 0, so I don't have the Deogen unlocked yet, because the Deogen's the only ghost in the game that works somewhat differently compared to the other ghost types, especially during looping and during hunts. The Deogen is the only ghost that knows where you are constantly and always has a line of sight on you. So even if you're hiding, it constantly knows where you are, and there's literally no point in hiding from it. The only way to survive a Deogen is to loop it, because it's very slow. So it's easily loopable, it just knows where you are at all times. It's kind of like the Revenant. It works similarly in a way to a Revenant, as a Revenant would speed up if it has a line of sight of you, but if you're hiding from it, you basically make the Revenant very weak. So it's kind of in a similar way, if you think about it. So we're going to bring in the dots. We're going to bring dots, video camera. What else? Obviously, the video camera and the flashlight. Alright, enough being a wuss, Andrew. You play Phasmophobia long enough to know what it's about and what you're doing. Dots. Is there any orbs? Is in the bathroom, perhaps? Wait. No video camera. Okay. Keeping the lights on might actually be a bad thing, because it will keep the ghost inactive that way. We'll check in the kitchen. So far, not very active. Closing the door, are we? Wow, is it going to be in the basement? I swear to God. The reason why I'm not running is to save my sprint, by the way. I should probably turn the light off. If it is in the basement. Being in the dark is probably not a good idea, because it will drain my sanity faster. Which, as you know, sanity is very important, because if your sanity gets low enough, it can actually... That painting actually scared the shit out of me, not gonna lie. Nothing here. What about here? Definitely no ghost orbs. What about here? Dots can actually be a useful way to detect a ghost presence as well. Okay, I'm definitely going to go get the thermometer, because the thermometer is definitely going to be a surefire way of determining where the ghost room is. We definitely had a huge spike in activity there. Sanity is still okay. We're definitely running out of time here to figure out what ghost type it is. And I'm sorry for the constant going leftsies right there. I know it's really annoying for you guys, but I can't control that. That's just my stick drift. Alright, enough being a little bit of a wuss. Not very active so far. That's giving, whoa. Is it in this room, perhaps? No. What about this room? No. Definitely not a freezing ghost, either. Is it in the garage? Temperature's going down. Going back up now. I just heard footsteps to my left in the hallway. So definitely not very active. I think we can rule out that it's Oni because we don't know it's dot, so we can click that off. We can rule out Oni because Oni is a very active ghost, especially if you're near it. So I think we can rule out Oni. We don't have any activity whatsoever. We don't have any evidence at all, which is really not a good sign. We don't even know where the ghost room is. Is it in the bathroom? I don't know, man. And now I think our setup timer has officially expired, and we have no evidence. No evidence at all. No activity on the board at all. I'm beginning to think it's a shade, just because of how inactive it's being. The shade is known to be very shy. There's no evidence to suggest that the shade will stop all paranormal activity if there are people nearby. Shades are much harder to find. Weaknesses: the shade will not enter a hunt if there are people nearby. So, that's weird. Look at that. Activity spike when I left the building. Don't you find that a little suspicious? That it could be a shade? Went to a flat 0 again. That's suspicious. Why would it just go to... Why would it be 0 and then just go up as I leave the building? That's giving shade vibes. And that would be freezing temps, ghostwriting, and EMF. I don't even know where the ghost room is. Is it the basement? I swear to God, it's the basement. We have no video cameras either. Wow. This is going about as well as I had originally anticipated, which is not very well at all. I have a feeling we might die here, because we don't know where the ghost room is. I don't even know what ghost type it is. I'm leaning towards shade, just because of how inactive it's being, especially when I'm near it, but that doesn't mean anything. Heck, it could be a demon for all we know. And I don't know. Okay? This is a really inactive, weird ghost, okay? What are our optionals? Detect a ghost presence with motion sensor. I don't have one. Capture a photo of a ghost. I don't have a photo camera. Have a member of a team escape the ghost during a hunt. Yeah, and this is different from actually hiding from the ghost. It's completely different. This is when you're leaping a ghost. So I actually hid from the ghost with that objective, but it didn't count because I wasn't being chased. I was hiding, so that it didn't count. See, I think if it is hypothetically a shade, and I'm not completely being an idiot here, if it is, um, then I don't know, guys. Heck, it could be a freaking Moroi for all I know. But what's weird is I didn't see any freezing temps. Like no matter what room I was in, I didn't see freezing temps at all. Like I didn't see my breath, which breath doesn't really count for confirming freezing temps or not anymore, because the temperature actually does have to go down below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius for you to confirm freezing temps. You can't just rely on your breath anymore for that. Kinetic Games changed it. But I didn't see my breath at all. And to rule out freezing temps, that would indeed rule out an Oni. It would also rule out a shade, which is kind of crazy. What about spirit? Spirits are common ghosts. They are very powerful but passive, only attacking when they need to defend their place of death to the utmost degree, killing everyone that should be caught overstaying their welcome. Um, I think a spirit's hunting threshold is 50% sanity, so we're gonna try this, okay? Because it's not freezing temps. I don't think we saw the breath. We went into literally every room of the house. I didn't see breath. So I think we could rule out freezing temps. What scares me though, this could also be a Fae. And because we're still very new on this investigation, Faes are stronger at the beginning. I learned the hard way because I was actually killed by a Fae. So yeah. Jack Dexter. Okay. So hypothetically, we're going to put the thermometer down. I'm going to bring EMF as well. Okay, stop being a wuss. This is where it gets tense. Stop being a wuss. This is where it gets tense. What's that noise? Oh, it's a ceiling fan. Maybe it's in the garage. Hold on, let me put it in the garage. Maybe it's in the garage. Put EMF there. Turn the light off. I am starting to get spooked out a little bit, guys. Just saying. So I'm going to give it a few minutes, go back in, see if it's written in the book, or if it's, but the EMF is there. So if I stay there, if we get ghostwriting, and if we miss EMF, it could be an EMF level 5. And then we know for a fact it's a spirit, right? Hold on, let me see. Spirit would be spirit box as well. So let's go ahead and get spirit box. Imagine we get a spirit box response and ghostwriting at the same time. That'd be great. Let me check my sanity. If it is theoretically a spirit, I'm just going based on what I'm seeing here. I'm not seeing any freezing temps. Sanity is still relatively high, so no need to worry about that. Do keep in mind if it is a Fae, though, it can hunt at 70% sanity. So, could it be a mare? It could be a mare. Aha. So if it's a mare, let me test for a mare. Yeah, my heart's starting to get a bit tensy up now. Um, did I say tensy up? What the hell? Um, so if you guys don't know what the mayor does, uh, one special thing a mayor can do is it can turn off the light almost immediately after you turn it on. So, uh, which no other ghost type can do. What can a Goryo do again? Hold on. It's helpful learning the ghost types again. They are really seen from their place of death. Uh, we didn't see dots. It could be an EMF. Hmm. Wow. An activity of 9. I'm glad I wasn't just in there, because that could have been my death. Um, went to 6, went to 5, went to 7, and then it went to a 2. If it is a spirit, let me see. So it'd be Spirit Box and EMF level 5. So if we go in there and see that the book has been written in, and if we get Spirit Box response, which I am very nervous to do this, guys, because if the garage is the ghost room, I'm just going on by the footprints as well. I was in there, but the temperature didn't go down, so I don't know. See, the activity went to 10. Yeah, it's definitely not an Oni. And an Oni is a freezing temperature ghost anyway, so it wouldn't have been an Oni either way. And I don't think it's freezing temps. I'm very scared to enter this building, guys. We either be a coward, not knowing the truth, or go in here discovering the truth but dying at the same time, and being the person who discovers the truth. Let's do this. Wait. Guys, I'm nervous. I think a spirit, if it is theoretically a spirit's hunting threshold, I believe, is 50% sanity. But it could also be a poltergeist. I don't think it's a poltergeist, because a poltergeist, let me see, can throw multiple objects with nothing to throw. Poltergeist become powerless. One of the most famous ghosts, the poltergeist, known to manipulate objects around to spread fear in its victims. I don't think it's poltergeist because we haven't heard a lot of objects being thrown around. For it to be a poltergeist, it would be UV and Spirit Box. So we actually do have both. So let's go ahead and test for a poltergeist. I think a poltergeist also has a 50% sanity threshold. It could also be a banshee. For a banshee, it would be, oh god, it could be Ghost Orb. Actually, I don't think it's Ghost Orb because we actually tested for both Dots and Ghost Orb. I don't think it's either because we would have seen Ghost Orbs. I don't think I saw any fake Ghost Orbs either, so I think we can rule out Mimic. Oh, Mimic is a freezing temps ghost anyway, so... And we're not going to be able to really complete our optional objectives either. Hold on, let me see. The only real one we can actually do is try to escape it during a hunt. Which is the scariest part about this. See, not knowing the ghost room either, it can literally spawn, it can spawn in the ghost room, I don't know where it is, I can literally run into him as he's hunting me. Which is the scariest part about this. Okay, enough being a chicken. Put it on your brave face. It's just a ghost with unfinished business. I have unfinished business too, Jack. No ghost writing. I don't even think this is the ghost room. We need to figure out where the ghost room is. That's the photo. That's the video camera. Sanity is still 91%. Again, this is where it gets tense, guys. Even with my high sanity, you never know what's going to happen. Especially if we don't even know what ghost type it is, either. Because we still have a lot of potentials here. Especially if it's a freaking mayor. If it's a mayor keeping the lights on, it was actually better for us. But for a mayor, let's see. For a mayor, it would be Spirit Box, Ghost Orb, and Ghost Writing. I don't think it's Ghost Orb. The only place we really haven't went to check is the basement. So imagine it's in the basement this entire time. Oh my god. But I was down there. I didn't see the temperature go down. I don't think it's the basement. We would have seen the temperature go down. It's not very active either. Again, I don't think that's freezing temps, and that would rule out shade. It could be a wraith. Let me see. What's the wraith again? I know the wraith is the only ghost that can actually see you through walls. Makes hiding from it difficult. So it would be dots, EMF, and Spirit Box. See, I just heard footsteps over here to the right of the building. Come on, Angie, you've done this before. See, if it's a Fae, though, we're pretty much guaranteed death because it's still very young. Because the Fae works on an age mechanic. It can also hunt at 70% sanity at any given time. So, my sanity, I believe, is like 89% or something like that right now. So, whoa. Activity just spiked a lot. 89% sanity. Alright. Guys, I'm just teasing it right now, okay? We need to get every bit of evidence we can where I feel comfortable, because right now I just don't feel comfortable. It just went to a 10 and then immediately spiraled down to a 0. Wow. And then skyrocketing back up to a 6. It's being very active now. I wish I brought a motion sensor, because the motion sensor can also help you detect the ghost room too. Gosh, I am just so scared to go in here. I think we can rule out Mare because I think a Mare doesn't like lights on because it literally gets strength when you're in the dark. And yeah, it likes the dark better. So I think we can rule out Mare. Um, and plus, we didn't see any ghost orbs. Nor am I seeing any ghost writing as of quite yet. If it wasn't ghost writing, what would that leave us with? I'm curious. That would leave us with. It would not be a fae. It would not be a spirit, a poltergeist. So it would definitely cross out a lot of them. Gosh, if it's a banshee, what is a banshee again? I swear to God. It'll be Dots, Ghost Orb, and UV. The thing with the banshee though is the fact that we've seen dots. Like we would have literally seen dots. And keep in mind that the banshee completely ignores average sanity. It goes after individual sanity instead. But since I'm the only person here, I'm the target, obviously. Guys, I am freaked out, bro. I literally have goosebumps on my hand right now. Like, because it can attack right now, regardless of sanity. Hardly. Like, I know sanity plays a big role, but just stepping in this building just gives that eerie feeling that something's just watching you, and it can literally attack at any moment. It's a ghost of unfinished business, and it wants you out of its house. See, and the problem, another thing is too, we don't know where the ghost room is. So, if we hide and wait for a hunt somewhere, just stay quiet. Um, we can actually listen for the footsteps, um, and roll out quite a few ghosts that way too, because a lot of ghost types that they included will have a sped up walk speed, so we can actually hear the footsteps more often. And the miling has quieter footsteps, so you can only hear it from a certain distance. So we can actually quickly roll out those ones as well. And if it's a wraith, see the thing with wraith is the fact that the wraith never hardly ever walks. Like, it's literally the only ghost that doesn't walk hardly because it it flies. And it can literally go through walls. Well, not walls, but doors. It can go through doors without opening them. And what I'm noticing with the Wraith is the fact that I don't see hardly any doors opening unless I'm closing it. See, Wraiths almost never touch the ground, meaning cannot be tracked by footprints, weaknesses. Wraiths are afraid of salt and will actively avoid it. Well, I don't have any salt. So, if it is Wraith, it would be Dots, EMF, and Spirit Box. But again, we don't even know where the ghost stream is. That's the scary part is. So if it starts a hunt, and if I go in the ghost room, which is where it likely starts the hunt every time, I can literally run into it and I die. Guys, I don't know what to do here. Like, I know my job as a paranormal investigator here, but The scary part is going in here and facing my fear of ghosts. Because I think I have a fear of ghosts right now. Like, I'm actually nervous to go in here. Like no joke. Like, guys, I'm gonna check my sanity one last time, take one big deep breath, and go in there. I can't be a wimp, okay? I cannot be a wimp. 90% average sanity. See, it can't be a demon, because if we're right on it not being freezing temps, we would have seen my breath. I checked every room in the house. We didn't see my breath. So I don't think it's freezing temps, so we can easily rule out freezing temperatures. So it's a non-freezing temperature ghost, which would rule out demon. So we don't have to worry about it being a demon. I do not think it's a demon. Which is one of the most scariest ghosts in the game. Imagine I'm just wrong on this entirely and just be a freaking a Yuri or a Hantu for Pete's sake. I swear to God, I don't know, guys. I don't know what you are, Jack. That actually kind of scared me. I wasn't even facing the freaking the computer. We don't know what you are, Jack. But mark my words, we will find you. Even if it means that I die in the process. Alright. If it hunts, we do have... But if it's one of these rooms over here... If it starts to hunt, I'll just hide in the closet. Yeah. I feel like Puss in Boots on freaking Puss in Boots and Last Wish right now. What the hell was that noise? I thought I saw something in the ceiling. So yeah, this is not the ghost room. Clearly it isn't, because it's not writing in the book. It's probably the basement. See, I'm too much of a wuss. If I go down there, if it starts to hunt, I just don't even know, guys. But like I said, I went to the basement, and I did not see my temperature going down. So, see, the only reason why the temperature is going down now is because I'm outside. And it's staying on 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, now it's going down. What the? Okay. Come on, Andrew guy, toughen up. This is like... You know that game, you know the game Tattletale, the Christmas Tattletale game? This reminds me almost like that, especially with this specific house. It kind of reminds me of the house layout, maybe slightly. And the ghost is Mama. And you don't see anything, not even the red eyes, not even the tension building. But you're looking away from her, not causing any noise, but she could attack you just randomly. This is exactly what that feels like. It's literally the exact same thing. You go into the house looking for evidence, and out of nowhere, you just get attacked. That's literally the exact same feeling I'm getting from this. Like, literally the exact same thing. Like, literally. Like, if I go in here, and if I get attacked, I at least expect it. I at least expect it, right? And it just comes after me. And it scares the shit out of me, okay? Like, that's literally what this feels like. Pardon my French, by the way. Guys. Godspeed. Imagine if it is in the basement, and I'm just wrong this entire time, like... And imagine if it's ghost orbs, and I'm just wrong entirely. Bruh, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed. Yeah, hi. Okay, I think we know where the ghost room is now. I did not shut that light off. Did you notice how that room was just so filthy? Like, that's giving poltergeist now. Especially how I just turned the light off. Like, get out of my way. Okay, I'm out of there. Common courtesy, Jack. When the light shut off, it just made me froze because I did not touch that light switch. It turned it off. That does kind of give mare, but I don't think it's a mare because that can't be a coincidence. It can't be. That cannot be a coincidence. It shut off the breaker. It literally shut off the breaker. Are you serious, dude? Wow. You just had this even more spooky on me, huh? Well, it can't be a djinn or a hantu, especially a djinn, because the djinn never turns off the breaker, and the hantu never turns on the breaker. So now with the freaking breaker off, this just became even more scarier. Imagine just being a freaking mare, and it can just a mare can literally hunt at 60% sanity if you're in the dark. So if it is a mare, hold on, if it is a mare, it would be Spirit Box, Ghost Orb, and Ghost Riding. Guys, this is very freaky, dude. Well, we know the ghost room now, so maybe we can actually hide from it if it initiates a hunt, but the problem is we can't check to see if the hunt is over because the breaker's off. So you'll just have to rely on luck, because back in the early days of Phasmophobia, you couldn't tell if the hunt was over just because if your light stopped flickering. That only means that the ghost has a line of sight of you. Or a line of sight of you now. That does not mean that the hunt is still going or if it's ended or not. It only stops when you don't have a line of sight of the ghost anymore, so that's great. Like, going in here without any lights on is just bringing a goosebump to my heart, and it's eating me on the inside. Like, I don't want to go in here. I just don't want to go in here. I don't. See, if it's a mare, it would be a spirit box response. And it'd be Ghost Orb and Ghost Riding. But the thing is now that the breaker's off, that is going to actively put a permanent sanity drain on me when I'm in this building. Even if I have my torch on, my flashlight on. If you guys didn't know, even on the easier difficulties, even if the breaker is off, you will get a sanity reduction multiplier if the breaker is off. Like, even if the breaker is on, if the lights are off, your sanity doesn't drain as much as if the light was on or the light was on. So it's good to know. I'm just I'm just scared out of my life to enter this building right now. Like, I know I may seem like a coward, but I said it on my first episode that this is one scary ass game, and I wasn't exaggerating. Especially if you have a fear of ghosts in real life, or if you're young, I do not advise playing this game. It can cause several several things that may not do any good, like at all. I can't do this. I'm too much of a coward. I'm just gonna just say it's a mare. Or should I say poltergeist because of the objects on the floor? I don't know. It could be either or. Both are giving equal signs of potential. Mare turning off the lights, turning off the breaker, and poltergeist showing potential by throwing items on the floor. A lot of items, especially on the basement floor. Even though that I wasn't even there, poltergeist was definitely showing signs there as well. But the thing is, I didn't know the ghost room right off rip, so that was my mistake. If I had just went to the basement, I would have found the ghost room much more sooner. So, you know what? No. Uh, it turned the breaker back on. What? Okay, well, it's not a mare then. It's not a mare then. There's no way. Why would the mare turn on the power breaker? Yeah, no. It's not a mare. Not a mare at all. There's no way. Um. Well then. Um. That just turned off things. And then it was just a banshee. Okay. No, I want answers. I want answers right now. Put on my brave face. Imagine if I go in there and just see dots and just be a banshee and it just hunts me immediately. Man, that would be fun. That would be real fun, wouldn't it? I just heard footsteps right in front of me. See, back in the early days as well, the only ghost that would actively turn off or turn on the breaker or wouldn't turn on the breaker was a gym. Because the gym actively got a benefit when the breaker was off, because that's the only time where it didn't get its ability, because the gym relies on the power on the building being out. Because if it's out, then similarly to a Revenant, it will speed up when it has a line of sight on you, but only when it's like 4 meters away, and when it gets close to you, it slows down. Similar to a Revenant, but both different in their own regards. Guys, I am scared out of my life to enter this building right now. I just want you to know that I may have an actual in real life fear of ghosts right now, which I think is Phasmophobia, ironically enough, which is literally the game name. Oh my god. This is this is really terrible, dude. I just gotta toughen up, dude. I just gotta toughen up. If I don't toughen up, you'll never know what's on the other side of that fear unless you try it. Let me check my sanity real quick. There's a base... Bruh. You just made a little triangle of activity right there. Like, what the heck? Just a tiny little triangle. Oh, bro. It literally just... It had a baseline of 0 activity and just spiked up to a 1 and made a slight triangle and it just went right back down to 0. That's so funny. I love the ghost AI in Phasmophobia. It's just so funny because it wants to have you make a little laugh like this to give you a bit of amusement, like calm before the storm before entering the building. That's fantastic. Great game design there, Kinetic Games. uh, that doesn't change the fact though that I could still get immediately hunted and I could literally die the moment I enter this building. And if I do, it was nice knowing y'all. We know it's in the basement. Now. Did it cut that... Did it burst that bulb? I know it's a ghost event, but it's like very rare. Oh, that's funny. You can actually crouch when you're in the journal. That's actually kind of useful. I didn't know that. That's good to know. Very good to know. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go on a dib here and just say it's poltergeist, just because of the items on the floor, in the basement, and because of how many they were. I know this isn't a reasonable, valid reasoning for my reasoning, but I really don't want to die, and that's the only thing I'm going off here because, well, a poltergeist is UV, right? Let me see. Poltergeist is UV, Spirit Box, and Ghost Writing. So I would have to go in the garage, get the ghost book, the ghost writing book, the journal, take it downstairs, take the UV, which is also in the garage, to just confirm that it is. Because it's giving poltergeist vibes, just because of like all the items being thrown on the ground. It is giving poltergeist vibes. Yeah, if I can freaking speak. I know I'm being kind of stupid because, well, you're probably like, oh, Andrew, you can't just rely on ghost abilities to think that it's a freaking poltergeist. Well, let me tell you something. I got nothing else. My setup time is literally gone. It's been gone for ages. And I'm too scared to go in here by myself. Come on, man. Like, if I had friends or some kind of encouragement, I would have more composure. Like, this shit is scary, bro. Like, haha, very, very friendly, aren't you? I'm glad I did not just walk into the building, because if I did, it probably would have started a hunt. So I'm glad I did not go in there, because that would have been catastrophic. Alright. I'm just gonna say it's poltergeist just because the items in the basement and because it was just so messy, even though I wasn't even in there. Which ones people who are alone. That doesn't mean anything. It's definitely not shade. Oh man, if I'm right on this, I'm gonna be so happy. You have no idea. Again, I'm just not ballsy enough to go in there. I'm just not. I can promise you all that right now. The breaker's off still. I can promise y'all I'm not ballsy enough to go in there. I'm almost positive. I'm 80% certain that's a poltergeist. Imagine I'm just wrong and it's spirit this entire time. Oh, bro, you have absolutely no idea how happy I'm gonna be if it is a fucking poltergeist. Like you have absolutely no idea. But I swear, if it's a spirit. If you guys didn't know what a spirit, something interesting about the spirit that you didn't know, every ghost in the game has an equal chance to spawn in when you go into an investigation, except a spirit. The spirit is the most unlikely ghost to be chosen each investigation. So if it is a spirit, I'm gonna be so mad, dude. I'm gonna be so mad if it's a spirit. I'm just wrong this entire time. Also, going for the fact that the spirit doesn't have any potential strengths, it only has weaknesses. And it does have a sanity threshold of 50%. But, bro, and the spirit would be EMF 5, spirit box, and ghost writing. And once again, I would literally have to go into the garage, the uh, get the EMF, which is the EMF is in there too. I forgot. Jesus Christ! I'd go in there, get the EMF, get the journal, go all the way to the basement to test for evidence there. But I'm not ballsy enough, man. Forget this. I don't get paid enough. I'm running it as poltergeist. I will be so happy if I'm right. It was a wraith. God dang it, man. uh, see, the door theory got me there, like it because the doors weren't opening enough. So that kind of got me. I'm gonna be real with you all right now. We did get a daily survival with only the starter item, which is kind of random, and that is a daily. So I guess that's nice, I suppose. It doesn't take away the freaking fear factor, if you know what I mean. But yeah, any tips, let me know in the comments below. That was a good episode of Phasmophobia, another long one. I'm probably going to stream it at one point. Let me know what you think of that. I will gladly do a stream of Phasmophobia in the near future, because your tips will be appreciated. Uh, like I know, I do know the basic stuff of Phasmophobia, just not the more complex stuff. Okay, so your tips would be greatly appreciated in the comments or potential live streams in the near future, because I will live stream Phasmophobia. It's definitely up there with my favorite games now. I'm definitely going to start playing it more, and I will definitely stream when I get the time and if I'm up to par. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this crazy thriller of a video of an investigation of this pesky wraith. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next one. Bye.